Hello everyone. I'm going to read you a book called Fast Asleep in a Little Village in Israel. This book was written by Jennifer McLeod and illustrated by Tiffany Beek. Now it was written by means that's the author. The author's the one that writes the words, and illustrated by means the illustrator draws the pictures. And if you look closely, you can see the little village in Israel where this book takes place. So here we go. Cuckoo-ree-coo. It was the rooster that first woke Mrs. Strauss, fast asleep in her little village in Israel. Who keeps a rooster nowadays, she wondered. After all, these are modern times. Cuckoo-ree-coo, went the rooster, probably looking for water in the dusty grass or bugs. Now this rooster says cuckoo-ree-coo. What do roosters here say? Cock-a-doodle-doo. That's right. She really didn't know anything about animals. She just wanted to sleep. Cuckoo-ree-coo, called the thirsty rooster. Meow, yelled the cat in the yard of Mrs. Strauss's building. Mrs. Strauss rolled over and tried to go to sleep. Zzz, buzzed a mosquito in Mrs. Strauss's bedroom in her apartment in the little village in Israel. She waved her hand and the mosquito was silent. Mrs. Strauss shut her eyes again, but... Cuckoo-ree-coo, called the rooster. Meow, meow, yelled the cat in the dry hot yard. Zzz, buzzed the mosquito. Mrs. Strauss opened the window and the mosquito flew into a corner. Shuck-it, she called to the cat in the yard. Quiet. Back in bed, Mrs. Strauss rolled over and tried to go back to sleep. La 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 la, wailed the radio of the Makalet man downstairs, announcing that his grocery store was open for business. Cool drinks, hot coffee, fresh soft pita. There was no silence here. Mrs. Strauss pulled the pillow over her head. Cuckoo-ree-coo, crowed the rooster, who sounded thirstier than ever. Zzz, buzzed the mosquito. Meow, meow, yelled the cat, daring the radio to drown her out. La 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 la, wailed the radio. Toot, 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 called the train, swishing past on its way down the coast to Tel Aviv. Here it comes. See the train going past? The early sun washed through Mrs. Strauss's window, filling her room with light. Soon it would be time to walk to the school where she taught the children. But not just yet. Swish, 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 whisked the street sweeper, brushing fallen dates, palm branches, and bamba wrappers off the street in front of Mrs. Strauss's building in the little village in Israel. And Mrs. Strauss squeezed the pillow over her ears, covering her eyes to block out the bright sunshine. Shuck it, she whispered. Silence. A cloud covered the sun. It was cool under her pillow, like the shade of a tree. Hummed the washing machine in the apartment upstairs from Mrs. Strauss's bed in the little village in Israel. But Mrs. Strauss didn't hear it. Fast asleep at last, Mrs. Strauss dreamed of cool shade of pomegranates, of the sun on the Kinneret Sea, of the olives that she would soon help to harvest in her little village in Israel, of the dry, dry land that needed a drink. Shh, said the young mother, holding her baby close as she tiptoed past Mrs. Strauss's door down the stairs. Shake it. So that was not what woke Mrs. Strauss, fast asleep in her bed. Mrs. Strauss sat up. No rooster, no cat, no mosquito, no train, no street sweeper, Not even the radio. What could have woke her up? Mrs. Strauss opened the window to let in the very biggest noise. Geshem. Rain. It was raining. Tiff toff went the raindrops on the dry, thirsty earth. Tiff toff. It's raining outside her window. The rain fell faster and faster, soaking the earth. Dignified, the rooster bobbled home with one last faint cuckoo-ree-coo. The cat dodged the drops, slinking for cover and licking the water from its fur. Mrs. Strauss could hear only the rain, which was splashing all around now. She yawned and stretched as water poured past her window. Boker Tov, she said, reaching out to touch the drops. The dry, thirsty world was waking up. She blew the rain a kiss. Good morning, Geshem. In the closet hung her umbrella, and in the hallway waited her boots. She's getting ready for a rainy day. And outside, a wonderful, wet new day was beginning in her little village in Israel. Isn't that a good book? When you look at this book, you can see the difference between a village in Israel and in what it's like where we live. When you look at some of the pictures, not only does the rooster make a different noise, but it looks different too. Let's see if I can find a picture of the city to show you. Oh, there we go. When you look at the buildings and the hills and the things, that's not what it looks like where we live, so that's how you can tell that this book is set somewhere else, because the landscape looks different. I hope you like that book. I will read you another one next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.